Hello everyone, let's try to solve this medium LeetCode question. Find the length of the longest common prefix. So we are given two arrays with positive integers, array 1 and array 2. A prefix of a positive integer is an integer formed by one of the more of its digits starting from its leftmost digit. For example, 1 2 3 is a prefix of the integer 1 2 3 4 5, while 2 3 4 is not. So basically they are giving us the definition of a prefix. We all know that a common prefix of two integers a and b is an integer c such that c is a prefix of both a and b. So basically what it does say that suppose we are given with these two numbers 100 and 1000. Now what are the prefixes, common prefix of these two numbers in two different array? So we can say 1 is a prefix in between two numbers. 10 can be a prefix in between these two numbers. 100 can be a prefix in between these two numbers. These are basically common prefixes of these two numbers, but we can't say that 1000 is a common prefix, but because here there is no 1000 in this number, so it can be a prefix, and we can identify a prefix from left to right. When you go from left to right, we can identify the prefix of a number. So let's say so they are saying that a common prefix of two numbers a and b is an integer c such that c is a prefix of both a and b. For example, in these two numbers till 5655 will be actually the common prefix, right? 5655. I think they have mistaken. Like in these two numbers, we can surely say that 5655, right? 5655. They have said that 565. This is not correct, I guess. While 1 2 2 3 and 4 5 6 don't have a common prefix. Yeah, pretty much understandable. Now our task is to find the length of the longest common prefix between all pairs of integers x and y, such that x belongs to array 1 and y belongs to array 2. Return the length of the longest common prefix among all pairs. If no common prefix exists among them, return 0. Okay, so what we have to return is basically an integer. Our input will be two arrays, two arrays containing integers. So let's just take all of these inputs and trial and test. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can iterate over these two arrays and then find the common prefix in between them. So for example, we can take 1 from array 1 and then iterate over array 2 to find the common prefix as 1, right? And then initially the longest prefix will be of size 1. Then for the second integer, the longest common prefix size will be 2, right? For the third one, it will be 3. But that will be actually solution of big of n square, right? As we are iterating over this one, this first array and this second array also. So what we can do, we can actually get an hash set and store all of the prefix of one single array to the hash set, right? Let's say we store all the prefixes of first array. What are the prefixes of first array? We can store 1 from this first integer. We can store 1 and 10 from this first integer, and we can store 1, 10 and 100 from the third integer, right? and then we just iterate over one single array, and then we check that if then we start to eliminate like 0 from the integer, and then we check that if sorry, I just made a mistake. We just take the value, and then we check that if 1000 contains in the head set, it doesn't. Then we eliminate one digit from the integer, and then we check 100 present in the head set or not. It actually does present. Then we can store longest size of the prefix as 3. Then we check that, then we eliminate this one also. Then we check 10, does it contains in the head set? Yes, it does, but it is not the largest one. Then we eliminate, then we check 1, contains in the head set, it does, but it is not the largest one, so our result will be 3, right? So our output will be actually 3 here. Now for this case, let's say we store in the head set as 1, 2 and 3. Now we iterate over array 2, does 4 contains in the head set? It doesn't. We eliminate 4. Now we don't have any value left. Then we go, না যাবো তো একটু পরে, আধা ঘন্টা পরে. Then we go for this one, eliminate, then we check that if any value contains, it doesn't. Then we check for this one, eliminate, any value contains, it doesn't. So the result will be here as 1, 2 and 3. Actually the result will be array 1, it will be 0, right? Yeah, it will be 0. Now I can take we actually reduced the time complexity from big of n square to big of n, as we just iterate over one single array. Okay. Dot so we can have unordered set as all prefixes. Then we can iterate over all the values in first array, value in array 1, and then we check if the value contains in the head set or not. If it doesn't, we store the value, right? If all prefixes dot count, if all prefixes dot count actually contains the value, and value is greater than 0, then if all prefixes if the value contains in the head set, doesn't contain the head set, and the value is greater than 0, then we store the values in the head set, right? Prefixes dot insert that value, right? And we keep on reducing the digit from the value, right? So the value should be divided by 10. In this way, we are actually inserting all the values in the head set. Now, after inserting, our second task is checking with array 2, right? So we again look for all the values in array 2. We check if if the value from array 2 contains in the head set and the value is greater than 0. Now if it doesn't contain in the head set, what you can do is you can actually deduct one digit from the value, right? Value should be reduced by factor of 10, and if for some case the value is matched with the value contains in the hash set, we can say that if value is greater than 0 then it actually does contains in the hash set. But before that, what we need to do is we have to track the longest prefix length. Initially it is set as 0, then we can set here as longest prefix length as maximum of previous one prefix length. And now to identify the size of the value, we can do something like this: static cast to integer and then loctane base of that value plus 1. You can do simply this piece of code. So what this code does is basically it takes the value, then it does the logarithmic of that value. For example, if let's say the value is 1000, so 1000, if we do the logarithmic of it, log 1000, 10 base 1000, then we'll get like 3, right? Now if we add 1 with this 3, we actually get the whole size of the value, right? We are basically doing this here, and we are casting into it integer just because the value can be something like 1 2 3 4 or any other value which actually gives value something like 3.45 something, then we cast it to integer value which is 3. Okay, now from here we actually get the maximum of the longest prefix length, and then we get out of the loop and return that longest prefix length. Right, let's run this code and yeah, it is accepted. Let's submit it. It is submitted. It's 85.97%. Thank you all for following this tutorial. I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you like it.